What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. We got to talk a little bit of college football today, and more specifically Coach Prime, as we've covered him and several topics surrounding him since he left Jackson State. But today we got another coach coming at him, man. We got Brent Venables, the Oklahoma Sooners coach, talking about Coach Prime. We're going to play that audio. We've also had in the past Coach Matt Rule, who used to coach the Carolina Panthers, now at Nebraska. He has issues with Coach Prime. And we also had the Pittsburgh Panthers coach, coming at Coach Prime. And what it seems to stem from is the way he's overhauling the roster, how he's using the transfer portal, as if every coach in the nation is not doing the same thing. Everybody's using the transfer portal. That's why it's there. But they have issue with the way he sells the school, NIL, and, well, I'll tell you what I think it is. Let's listen to this audio first. Let's peep it.
So you can talk about a culture change and, a resetting of the standards and what the expectations are. I gave guys 12 months of grace, and I was unlike Deion. I gave guys 12 months of grace to figure it out. Here's the 3. Go to class, live right off the field, and when you show up over here, man, you show up with respect and appreciation for your opportunity. And if you go 0 for 3 for 12 months, you need a fresh start. So we help 21 guys, give or take, find a fresh start.
Whereas I hear other schools talking about they can't wait for today, the transfer portal, they can't wait to go out. I can't wait to coach my guys. Let me tell you that. I'm not thinking about anybody else other than this team that's out here. So
you also have the Pittsburgh Panthers head coach talking about that's not the way it's meant to be, talking about the transfer portal and the way Deion is doing things. And what he said is when you become a head coach, you inherit that team and you coach that team. If someone wants to leave, that's great. You don't kick them out. I disagree with that whole process. That's not why I got in the game. And he said a key word right there. That's not why he got in the game. And you can take that stance, and it's honorable and all that. But that's your approach. Coach Prime, they're bringing him in with the expectation of what he did at Jackson State on a bigger, high major level. And he has a short amount of time to turn it around, because if you look at what he did at Jackson State, he did it in a short amount of time. So he's judged off of that scale, right? That's what he's judged off of. What he did at Jackson State, they want him to duplicate over at the at this high level. And there's going to be some conference realignment and everything coming up, but they expect, eventually he's going to overtake whoever sits at the top of that conference right now. And if he doesn't, then it's a failure. If they aren't in the college football playoff sometime in the near future, or just right outside of that, where they're one of the teams you're looking at possibly getting in the last week, then it's a failure. If they go to 8 teams at some point, then they definitely expect him to be in there quite regularly. So I think what we're running into right now is Coach Prime threatening the establishment, because they have something. Coach Prime has something that they can't sell. They can't sell just being Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? So they could get everything else around the program, but they can't be Coach Prime, and that kills them, that they just don't have that magnetism to themselves. And they looked at Colorado probably as a state in the past where they could come get a lot of the best players out of Colorado, take them to Nebraska, take them to Oklahoma, these other schools, power programs. And now Coach Prime is there, and it throws a monkey wrench in some of their recruitment or recruiting over the years. And it's in a day and age where NIL, kids can make money. So that's like a double whammy, So you can't just even come offer them the bag. Coach Prime is taking social media and marketing it in a way that it's like, man, I wish I could get on the computer and do that and sell a program that way. Coach Prime's been doing that since his days as an athlete. So it's second nature to him. But they can't authentically get on. If they got on and try to do some of the things Coach Prime did, it would come off as cheesy or, desperate. And I think that's what we're running it into. As far as, like, you heard the Florida State coach, he might feel some way underneath his skin, but he said those guys made their decision. They went to Coach Prime. Now, he could be secretly saying something behind closed doors, but you never show your face on the surface. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are showing that he's a threat to them and everything they've built. Because why are you talking about the way you do things? Nobody cares. I mean, Coach Prime does it the way he does it. So, and that's what Colorado hired him to do. And this is one thing people don't understand in college athletics. Scholarship agreements are one-year agreements. You may see a kid or a young man, young woman stay at an institution for 4 years, but that doesn't mean like that they didn't have to renew that scholarship agreement every year. You know what I'm saying? So he was within his right to tell them, like, I'm bringing in new people. So, if you don't want to compete, you out. And basically what he's saying there, if I was a player there, it's jacked up. I done set my life up over here and everything. I got to find an institution to transfer my major and all that. Got it. But at least he told me early in the summer what I was up against, right? And he said he's bringing in his own thing. It's very inconvenient. I get it. But it is what it's going to be. It being inconvenient and my feelings about it don't change the reality of it. So the kids that got out of Dodge, I mean, they found a situation that's better for them right now. Can't even really blame Coach Prime. Blame the school itself for bringing him in. You knew what he was coming in to do. You knew he was coming in to change the culture. And why would I keep a bunch of kids, or a bunch of players that didn't win very much? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a year of failure. Like, I want to at least get towards 500 in this first year to show the promise or show that a big turnaround is coming in year 2 or year 3. We're going to be done totally turned this program around when I get everybody in that I want. And so this is a thing, right? People don't understand this either. He's recruiting the best of the best from around the country. So I need the type of athletes and the type of playmakers in on both sides of the ball to sell what I'm going to sell to other top players. So that's why you need to see Cormani McLean's. You need to see, what's my man name that followed him from Jackson State, the top player, Travis Hunter. You need to see Travis Hunters. You need to see Shadur Sanders. You need to see all these players that could have went to a high major, or that could have went to, and Colorado was a high major, but could have went, like, you know what I'm saying, to a top perennial title contender type team. You need to see what they can do at Colorado in division form. This is you're gonna see the top players. Oh, am I gonna have a chance to play right away at Colorado if I come instead of having to wait a year or two? I can get right in. I get big minutes every year I'm there. That's gonna be a sell for kids too, because it's in transition. Now, once the program gets rolling, it may not be like that, but in these first couple years, you're going to have top high school seniors saying, oh, I can go play year 1 and compete if I work hard enough. I'm sold. So it's a lot to be sold here. And he couldn't do that with the players currently on his roster. It was going to be hard to continue to sell. It's a lot of hype around it now, but if they fall flat on their face and they lose a lot and they don't show any promise or any turnaround, then the hype dies down. And that's what I think people are not recognizing, man. So I just wanted to share that. That's my perspective on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time. Peace.